Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, with another deck review. So this is the Universal Goddess Tarot, and even the box kind of reflects it because it has the goddess, a knight-looking goddess. It's the same image, human image on each side, but it's got the night and the day. So I kind of like that aspect of the box, the night and the day. So I have not used this deck yet, but I really like it because of the range of cultures, because of the age ranges, seeing some goddesses depicted that are normally younger, pictured as old, and that there's, I have Amy Marashinsky's Goddess Oracle, but then I have Sol Invictus, the God deck. So I have a male-oriented deck that has all, every single card is some male god or hero, etc. And so I'm just really happy to have a female deck that, somebody went to the trouble of finding 78 goddesses. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the picture and I'm going to tell you the name so that you can see. I'm not going to tell you where they're from, what culture they're from, etc. But I'm at least going to give you a name. And the cultures range from a variety of Asian cultures. Of course, there's heavy Greek and Celtic and Norse. And of course, there's Egyptian, Assyrian. But I thought people would want to see what goddess. There's a few Native American. So, yeah, I wanted people to see, anybody who's considering purchasing this deck, to see the goddesses that are included. And I was quite happy with the various goddesses, many that I've never heard of before, of course, being 78. So I'm just going to show you the cards and I'm going to tell you the name of the goddess. And of course I'm going to completely massacre the names because I don't know all of these languages. So the Fool is Lan Sai Ho. And one of the things about this, okay, I didn't show you the backs. Here's the backs. And I don't know that I've ever experienced this before. Maybe I have, but the coating on this side is completely different than the coating on this side. So this is slightly textured and is really pleasing to the touch, and this is completely smooth. So it's just really interesting to have two tactile experiences with one deck and one card. Okay, so then we have, how am I going to lay these down? I feel like I need to lean forward to hold the deck up to the webcam. So this is Demeter as 1. And you guys know that's the magician. Okay, so this is Isis. This is all the majors. I'm starting with the majors. Astarte, or Astarte. I don't know how you say the names. Good old Athena. Really weird looking owl. I love it. It's like, for some reason, the owl doesn't have big eyes. How do you have an owl that doesn't have big eyes? Aditi. This is supposed to be, I think, Indian, as in from India. Venus, for lovers. Eos, goddess of dawn. I wish my webcam would focus. Mat, obviously justice is 8 here. Hakadi for the hermit. at the crossroads. You can see she's at the crossroads there. Aryan rod. This is Aryan rod for the Wheel of Fortune. Ishtar for strength. Frigg or Fricka, she's sometimes called, and there's Odin hanging from the world tree. Kali, of course, for death. Anahita, again another Asian goddess. Now this is Lilith, but it's Sumerian Lilith. Is Lilith? I don't know if the Lilith in the Bible was supposedly Sumerian. I don't know that much about it, but that Lilith is Sumerian. The Morrigan. I like that, they have, choosing goddesses for every card in the tarot means that, again, you have more than one fierce warrior goddess in here. So, it's not like there's just one. These are normal size, but I'm finding it awkward. I need something to prop an elbow on. I'm too lazy. The Pleiades for the star. Selene for the moon. Amaterasu for the sun. Caradwen. And this is one that, she's depicted as an old woman. And she's got, somebody's reflection in it is in there. So anyway. And the only initial criticism I would have of this deck in terms of the choice of goddesses is I would have made Caradwen the magician. It would be a direct swap. I would make her the magician, and I would make Demeter 20 as making things rise again, because she had that power to switch the seasons on and off. So that's the only kind of weird, like, huh? Why? And Gaia, or in the guidebook, it's more like Gia for the world. Now we're into the wands. As the next suit, we have Bastet, Ace, Atainsik. I think she's supposed to be Navajo, riding on a turtle. One of the flaws in this deck, another one, and there are not many, I really love it, is that they seem to treat all of Native American people as being in the Southwest. They have an Iroquois goddess, and she's in the Southwest. It's like, no, that's not where the Iroquois, they were forests, they were people of the forest. So, but whatever, at least they're making an attempt to be inclusive, which is wonderful. These are the Horai, or Horai, I don't know how you pronounce it, and they're supposed to represent the seasons. So, as with most of Los Scarabeo decks, which this is, the guidebook is in multiple languages, and you only get just, 3 or 4 lines, 3 or 4 lines for each. Just enough to give a sense of what this goddess was about and give her name, and that's it. So if you want to get deeper into myth, you have to do your own work. And this is White Buffalo Calf Woman, Pele, Andraste. Yeah, Andraste. I think she's supposed to be Celtic. Never heard of her. Turn over my paper where I wrote down all of the names and only the names. Akicha, supposed to be like a goddess of ice or perpetual winter. It's interesting to have her in among the wands. Maybe it's that she can't be hurt by fire because she is so cold. I don't know. Flora, These ones is Flora. Angerona. I think that's probably, to me, the most beautiful card of the deck. Is this one, I think. People could disagree. And this is actually a Greek goddess. And I've never heard of her. Caenis. Excuse me, it's Caenis. Oh, no. Look at that. Oya. Of course it would be Oya jumping around. This is the page. Knight is Iris. Queen, kind of oddly, I would have thought she would have been in the cups, but they have her as Queen of Wands, Kuan Yin. And then for King of Wands, Bridget or Bridget. Okay. Next, we have the Suit of Cups. This is Habondia, something like that. Psyche and Cupid here for 2. The Graces, 3 Graces. Pandora. Latona. Hina, this is Maori. Maya, which is a really interesting picture or depiction or idea for the 7 of Cups, and that Maya would be this kind of dark, creepy kind of a goddess is really interesting. Calypso. Is it Perseus? I was just reading all of these myths. Is it Perseus that finds her? And I can't remember who leaves her behind. But anyway, there's Calypso. Nike. Hestia. Hebe. Epona. Yamaya. Sarasvati. We are now entering the swords. So Bellona, Fides, the Norns, the Norse Norns, Chang-O, Sif, S-I-F. I think this is the wife of Thor. Nahelenia. It's interesting. It's a very pretty name. I could see calling a child Naheli, something like that. Anyway, Gladwed, this is for the 7 of Swords. I feel like she always gets a bad rap. She had a bad rap and made her own choices. She should be more like, Lilith in terms of independence. Anyway, she always gets a bad rap. Here she is supposed to indicate shallowness, really, more than anything. Okay, Persephone, interesting depiction of Persephone. Again, not so much looking terribly young, but holding on to the flowers from above. Just a really interesting depiction of Persephone. Ate, A-T-E. No. Yeah, Ate, the 9. Sakuntala. Again, this is supposed to be an Asian. Another criticism I would make of this deck is that, which, I'm not an artist, so it seems almost inappropriate for me to criticize art, but she looks extremely Caucasian to me for someone who's supposed to be from an Asian culture. And it's made me think, as I've seen this sort of struggle, or people of varying abilities in terms of their ability to depict racial differences. It's like, not all eyes are the same, not all faces are the same. And I feel like, every art program should require people to, work on different facial, which of course is a very narrow sort of restriction, because some people are just not at all interested in representative kinds of art to begin with, and of course some of them are not at all interested in portraiture. But anyway, it's a tiny bit of an issue that I see with this deck. And what was she? The 10. 10 of Swords. Yeah, Sakuntala, I don't know. Page, Diana. Knight, Rhiannon. And I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. Queen, Tara. King, whoops. And I don't know how you'd say. I feel like I should know sort of how to say this. Coatlik. If you say it in English, it'd be Coatlicue. But I'm sure that's not the way you're supposed to say it. And since it's from an Aztec goddess, it's an Aztec language, it's been translated, the writing aspect has been put into Spanish, and so I'm kind of, you're kind of reading, the spelling is, I think, supposed to be Spanish, and if I were to make a rough guess, it would be Coatlique. Anyway, onward. Earth. Fortuna. I don't know why she's blindfolded. I wouldn't have thought Fortuna is being blindfolded. This is supposed to be the goddesses of day and night, by the names of Hemera and Nyx. There's 3 Hesperides. And there's just so much more about their story, because I have them in my Ancient Feminine Wisdom deck as well. And I think that dragon is supposed to be they're supposed to be a serpent who helps them guard the tree with the golden apples. Anyway, next. This is Inanna. And I don't remember her. I think is she bound? Oh, she's got a books. I don't know. I feel like I need to look her up again. I think I used to know who she was when I was very young. 5 Hel, Hel, Scandinavian. 6 Acca, Acca, Acca Larendia. I think a Greek or Roman. I think it's a Roman goddess. Oh, I think of this as Corn Woman, but they give a Navajo name for her, Estsanatlehi. Yeah, Estsanatlehi, something like that. Oh, I realized I didn't get my, well, I hope the sound on this isn't too awfully bad. It's just my webcam mic. Probably doesn't make my pronunciations any better. Where am I? The 8. Nugua. She's also in Amy Marashinsky's Goddess Oracle. Rosmerta. Or Rosmerta. Ben Saiten, Saiten. Satan. So many other cultures actually say all of the vowels that are kind of erring perhaps in that way. This is fulla probably. Aine, another I think Celtic goddess. Good old Juno, again, goddess who always gets the bad rap. And lastly, the King of Pentacles, Lakshmi. So, there you go. The Universal Goddess Oracle by Reveiw. 2013, I believe, was the publication date on this. I could see, I don't know that I'll ever go to the trouble, but I could see trimming the sides off of these and maybe somewhere here putting the name of the goddess, maybe even the culture, or some keywords in terms of any sort of story that I would want to remember. So I don't know how I will use this. Let me see how it shuffles. Pretty good. You know, I don't have very strong hands, so another person might have been able to get an even better shuffle out of it than that. But, well, it's a pretty good shuffle. Again, the little white book is the little white book. Here it is. How much of it is English? Not much. It's English. You know, just little bits. This actually doesn't count. It's talking about a spread. Let's look at this. There you go. Little bits per each goddess. Some of them actually have 5 lines. It's astounding. But it's adequate. So if we look at the 6 of Pentacles, come to me, come all of you. Stretch out your hands, take these coins. My riches are now yours. My name is Akalarentia. I am a divinity of Rome. So there we go. Yep. And now I'm just letting the camera roll because I'm into the deck and I'm wanting to play with it. Should I pull one? Maybe I will. Oh, the Fool. Oh, anybody who knows me knows I have a special relationship with the Fool. But I wouldn't expect it to come out of the middle of the deck, which is where I pulled from. And first time pulling a card here. And they do a weird thing in the guidebook. I think this is another common thing with low Scarabeo little white books, is there's errors are just sort of everywhere. It says, I am a goddess, or no, am I a goddess or a god? Question mark. My name is, I can't read it, Lan Sai Ho, and I am one of the 8 immortals of China. I am lightheartedness, fantasy, folly, and eccentricity. So interesting. But you know, they've got other, like they've got, it looks like a stork there and bamboo in the background. You know, so there's kind of a lot to it. I don't know, posies there, dripping from that wristband. They've even got the classic one shoe or one sock on and one foot bare. So lovely. depiction of the Fool. I'm putting it back in the middle. Let's get back in there. All right, so that's it. Kind of review, first impressions, all of the names of the various goddesses. Yeah, I highly recommend it for anybody who wants to connect to goddess energy in a big and very varied way. All right, time to turn off the webcam. See you all later. Bye-bye.